Aloha, we are on the road again. I am so excited. We get to go see our dear friends KoAloha. So come and join in the fun with us. Aloha, everybody. I am so thrilled to be here at KoAloha. We have the pleasure of having Mr. Paul Okami joining us. Now, Paul, what is your official title here?
So I'm the youngest Okami in the original trio.
Yes.
But I'm the president here at KoAloha Ukulele.
Awesome. And I know you do a lot of building too here.
I wouldn't say a lot. I have done a lot in my time here, but I still continue to build. I do office president stuff and coordinate different sections of our shop. But I do still get in the shop every day and spend a little bit of time on the floor. And when I can build, I try to build.
Yeah. Now, for those that don't know, could you give us like just a short history of KoAloha, like why it was founded, when?
So super abridged version is nuts. And so quite literally, he decided he's gonna make ukulele. He started with a little mini one, so it was actually this big from the top of the headstock to the bottom of the body. Fully playable. He made his own tuners. He developed technology that was then later applied to build normal sized ukulele. But prior to that, so most of my life growing up, Dad was an acrylic fabricator. So he made a line of housewares. Two of the things that we were famous for was the spam musubi press the dish drain tray, and actually three, so the dish drain rack. So that was kind of the mainstay as far as production items, but they made custom things for restaurants and people's homes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and before that, Dad was a musician. So he started his career as a musician, said, I'm not gonna do that, I'm gonna make stuff out of acrylic. And a number of years later said, I'm gonna make ukulele, but mini ones.
Yes.
And Mom kept telling him, like, why don't you make regular size ukulele? And Dad's super creative. He's very, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and let's see where this path leads me, right? So he just was not having it, not listening, until finally, this was in the 90s, and Ka'au Crater Boys was just like, for me, and a lot of people who grew up in that era, was just like, everybody wanted to sing like Ernie, everybody wanted to play like Troy. Yeah. And so a lot of kids in high school, intermediate school would literally be walking around the mall playing ukulele, and that was Dad's kind of aha moment. So they were out doing their morning walk at Ala Moana, and Dad noticed the number of kids just walking around singing, playing ukulele, and he was like, aha! And that's how normal size KoAloha was born.
I love that it started off as a miniature, and you still have.
We have one of the originals. Yeah. So, the one that we have, Dad actually played live on stage in 1995 at the Ukulele Festival.
My gosh, that's really I love that this is an interesting journey to bring back. Now, tell us more about KoAloha, because many of our students ask us, like, what is available? So because obviously the instrument that I'm holding is one that is available. And then can you tell me a little bit more about the one that I am holding? Yeah,
sure. So this is what is this? The model number is KTM00. So what it is it's a gloss koa, tenor-sized ukulele. This one happens to be a little bit...
Oh, fancier?
Well, it's a normal stock model, and it happens to have a lot of curl in it.
It's very curly. It's beautiful.
So generally what we do is we do select or save the really, really crazy curly stuff for custom builds, but up until a certain level, we'll try to reserve the curly for our gloss. We also make a pikake, which is a satin finish, which could also be curly, but gloss kind of gets the slightly nicer stuff, and pikake will get the kind of more even grain, quote unquote normal stuff.
Gotcha. And if somebody so this is probably your most popular model, yeah?
I would say so. Tenor has been, always popular here in Hawaii, and worldwide it's starting to get more popular. In the past, it was always the concert soprano, which outside of Hawaii would be the two most popular models. We'd sell the most of them. But we're seeing it everywhere, Europe, Japan. People are getting, I guess, more used to the tenor, and it has a longer scale length, more range, bigger voice, and it's just, I like it. Some purists don't like it because it sounds too close to a guitar. But that's a whole long debate that we won't get into.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, I've been holding this instrument and I'm ready to play it because I'm super excited. I always love getting to try out new things.
Right.
Awesome. Okay, let's see. Beautiful instrument.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I can see why it's one of the most popular. It sounds gorgeous. This one in particular is like really, really beautiful with the curl on it. So thank you. I'm excited to, let's try out another one because I know you guys have a bunch of different ones.
Yeah, let's go with something different.
Okay, I'm very excited about this one because it's a very unique looking instrument. Can you tell us more about this and the inspiration for it?
Yeah, so first I would like to share with everybody the C chord.
Beautiful.
Amazing. Okay, so I'll start and stop there as far as playing. But so this is our naupaka, and we've made this for a number of years now. And this ukulele has a story, and not everybody is familiar with it, but there's flowers here in Hawaii.
Yes.
It's called the naupaka, and there's the naupaka kai and the naupaka uka. So both, or the flowers seemingly bloom in halves. And so there's a legend, and there's many forms of this legend, but basically a jealous god or chiefess or chief in some versions of the story cursed two people who are of different rank to never be together. They got turned into flowers. So the original legend or story has a sad story. What we did is we combined two opposing koa and
you allowed
mango.
them to be together.
Exactly. So we give it a happy ending because everybody, we like happy endings, and happy endings are nice. So everything is in a reversed matching but not matching or offset pattern of mango and koa. Mango and koa for the sides, and then again mango and koa for the back. So it's just a really unique model, and to offer a little bit more, I guess, backstory beyond the legend. So back when we had our 15th anniversary, I built a series of special ukulele to present to my family at a party that we had. And each one was a little bit different. So dad got an ebony with spruce, mom got an all maple, and my brother got a mango. So our crew, my guys at the time, built me an ukulele that incorporated all of those woods in secret. And I knew what they were doing, but I don't want to spoil the fun and be like, oh, I know what you guys are doing, right? So they presented it to me, and I was like, oh, I'm so surprised. But awesome. It was such a heart-moving moment, and they didn't have to do anything for me or for my family, but they did so. And that's actually how we came up with the original naupaka. So this derives its inspiration from that. That instrument was called the la'aukui, which means to combine wood. So
very cool. Well, can I try it?
Yeah, so, C. And then, maybe you can do a little more than a C.
Beautiful. To me, this is like the KoAloha sound. When I think of KoAloha, it's this ukulele. To me, they've always have a really bright and Hawaiian sound. And I think part of that too is just the size, because this one's a concert, right? Yeah. That's one thing that I've always appreciated about KoAlohas is that's the sound there. So one thing that I've actually always appreciated about KoAloha is that they not only make fantastic instruments, but they know how important it is to actually have instruments for the entry level player as well. That's something that I think is fantastic because a lot of times people can't just afford the KoAloha right out of the gate, right? But they have great instruments that stay in tune and are just really lovely, like this one that I'm holding here. Now, Paul, could you tell me a little bit more about these instruments?
Yeah, so this is part of our KoAloha, and this is a tenor size, so the biggest one that we currently make. But KoAloha we've had off and on due to various things, you know, but we've always thought it was important to have an entry-level line, you know, for one to have something that's affordable,
right.
But also to carry a similar weight of quality and consistency as well. So that's usually been the biggest issue with KoAloha, where we don't want to treat it as just, oh, this is the cheapy one, right?
Right.
And it's not, for us, it's the most affordable one. It's not the cheap one or the cheapy one, you know?
Right.
So it has to play okay, it has to sound okay, and of course, it's got to look like a KoAloha as well.
Yep.
And the whole reason why we started this line was my brother, actually, it was his brainchild. And we do a lot of work with different communities, and I don't want to say charity work, but working with the community. And, you know, what we make here in-house, they take a lot of labor. And, you know, let's say we donate one KoAloha soprano to a school for something, we could donate 10 KoAloha, right?
Oh,
so it allows us to be a bit more charitable, and just kind of opens up more doors to give in more volume or bigger numbers to different communities that we can work with.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's something I've always appreciated about you folks. Just because you can see it and feel it in all of the work that you guys do.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, let's see how it sounds. Lovely. Like, and it feels really good still. Like, yeah, I would not have, because what did you say the price range of this one typically is?
So they're about $200 depending on the size.
I would not have thought that after playing it. It's a beautiful instrument.
Oh, thank you.
Now, I'd love to hear and play more. Do you have more for me?
Yeah, we have one that's a little bit nicer than this.
Yeah.
And almost the KoAloha.
Oh, let's check it out.
Okay. So what we have here is our opio, and opio means junior in Hawaiian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's, I don't want to say it's like our junior to our KoAloha, but we wanted to give it a kind of, I don't want to say playful, but a name that fits, and, you know, in the tradition of KoAloha, KoAlana, we wanted to give this its own identity. So this is our opio, and what these are, they're a mid-range ukulele, so just above entry level, but a little bit below what you would get a made in Hawaii KoAloha from at. And they're made out of acacia, not koa. So what a lot of people don't know is that acacia is a type of koa that's endemic and indigenous to Hawaii. So koa only grows here, and it is a unique acacia that's found only here. But there's acacias all over the world. So this is made from Chinese acacia, so not koa, but made in a factory in Thailand. And what's kind of unique or interesting about the opio is that they're built 99% exactly the same way that we build our KoAloha here in-house. So that 1% of difference is, you know, we've continued to grow and evolve our building process. And we physically set this factory up over 10 years ago. And I was there with my brother, and 2 people from KoAloha were there in Thailand on the floor, at least 2 people, and with them for a period of 8 months to train them and see it all the way through. So yeah, they build just like us, but out of acacia. And you know, it's essentially a very, very, very close copy to KoAloha, but made in Thailand.
Well, I have to tell you that Craig and I actually, when we have people asking us about entry-level instruments, we always recommend the opio, because we're like, it's like the closest thing you can get to a KoAloha without it being like made in Hawaii. So that's that you've just explained why that is.
I mean, for price performance, it's really a good deal on an instrument where, you know, the quality, the tone, the sound, I mean, it's you're not gonna find a lot of stuff at that price point with that level of quality and consistency.
But I've always had a deep appreciation for this one, and I didn't realize 10 years ago was when you guys first started kind of working on it.
It might have been longer. I mean, you know, but it's at least it's been about 10 years.
Nice. All right. So let's play it, see how it sounds. Wow. Now, one thing I noticed right away when playing this is it's not your typical soprano. Yeah, this one actually has, is that a concert neck?
Yeah, so it's a concert neck combined with a soprano body, so a long neck or extended soprano. Yeah.
And again, it has that sound that I expect from KoAloha. This line it's really wonderful that you guys are able to provide something like this. These are great instruments.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're happy and we're very proud of it.
Now, I would love to be able to check out, because I see something very special hanging out over on the other side of the room, and I definitely want to take some time, because you guys, you do custom work and you have other labels, so I definitely want to check out. I think I spied a red label over there.
Okay, yeah.
All right, I'm very excited about this ukulele. So I see it has a red label. Now, before we get into the details of this, can you tell me what sort of the difference is between like red and black or any other labels?
Yeah, so the history of the different labels that we make has evolved or changed over time. But so we have our stock lineup, which is the production made instruments. Just above that, we have something called special issue, which is slightly upgraded or slightly customized, basically a stock instrument that's been customized.
Gotcha.
Where customs begin is something like this, which is a red label, aptly named. It has a red label inside. The colors come from our company colors, which are red and black.
Oh, okay.
So red and black are our company colors. So red label is where our customs begin. And essentially what a red label is it's a full KoAloha custom, but they're not built to order. And what that means is we come up with a design or a format that we think would both look and sound nice. Also, I can't say that we've never repeated a design, but we try to rotate different wood choices, you know, different inlays in there, and try to be a little different with every run, so that we're not just doing like curly koa, curly koa, curly koa, curly koa, which, you know, is super nice, but you can't eat a hamburger every day. Even if it's your favorite food, you want to eat something else, right? So, so this is an example of a red label that's finished out.
That's beautiful. Can you tell me about, because I noticed there's a beautiful inlay actually on the fretboard. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so the inlay on the fretboard and the rosette are done in resin. And we do all of that casting in-house. And the design of that is konane, which is a Hawaiian, I don't want to call it checkers because it's not checkers, nor is it chess, but it's a Hawaiian strategy game that was normally played on a stone or a board. You would use white and black stones, and gameplay is similar to checkers where you're jumping pieces, but the last person to make a move wins. So it's not who ate more of the other guy's pieces. So kind of interesting, and it changes the strategy of the game. But anyway, that's what that inlay pattern is representative of.
Wow, it's beautiful. And it's funny because at first, just because when we were initially looking at instruments, it didn't catch my eye until we were fully in light. And then it was like, oh, wow, it's a beautiful inlay.
Yeah, so it's kind of, you know, subtle. It's there, but it's not like,
Right, But then when you see it, you're like, that's gorgeous. So, all right, well, I am excited. I'm going to give this one a little bit of a play. Of course, it sounds gorgeous. Oh my gosh. And what? Oh, look at that. I didn't even notice this beautiful binding on
So
the edge.
this one is a really unique or special build in terms of wood choices. So the sides and back are American black cherry.
Oh, wow.
The top is local mango. So, and that little binding piece there is Sakura from Japan. So like the famous Sakura on the trees that everybody goes to see. So it's a very rare, or it's a wood that's very difficult to get in any, reasonable size or quantity. So,
so you were able to just give us a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Wow, how beautiful. Now, Black Label is the other label. Can you tell us about what that is and how someone could go about even getting those?
So you gotta knock on the secret door. No. So Black Labels are basically, they're like a red label. They're a custom instrument, and we consider it the flagship or the pinnacle of our work here. And collectively, so Grizz is the person who's in charge of the Black Label team.
Gotcha.
The Black Label team is often Grizz, and sometimes it's me and Albert who we all work together. But Grizz really is the person in charge of our customs, and we don't build too many of them because for us, it's a chance to express our artistry. And you as a musician, you express it through the voice of your instrument. And we, as the person who equips the musician, our artistry lies in creating a beautiful instrument, both to look at, but also to play. And of course, you want the tone and the sound to be, everything has to be just right. So what we try to do with our customs is, of course, make them nice and bling them out if that's what that person so desires. But more than anything, we really try to tailor it for that individual that it's being built for. So, it's not very different from any custom builder or any good custom builder, but it's one of the things that we really take to heart, and it's kind of at our core values for instruments. So they're elusive because we put that much time and energy and effort and love into them, where we don't want to just, okay, Sarah, what specs, okay, curly core rosette, this, you want this inlay, this, put your kid's name on top, okay, boom, and then bang, 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 them out, right? So we don't treat them like a factory-built instrument. We try to treat each instrument as an individual, give it its individual time and attention, and build it as such for the person that it's intended to go to.
Got you. I know I've had the opportunity to play Neil's instrument, because that's a Black Label. That's beautiful.
Neil wanted a lot of Maui on there.
Yes, and you did it, and it looks gorgeous. I mean, even the thing that I love about the Black Labels that I've seen and had the opportunity to play is truly the detail that goes into them. Even on the very bottom, he has Maui, and it's a beautiful inlay, and you didn't have to do something that intricate there because no one really sees it. But he sees it.
Well, and again, coming back to my point earlier, was it's important to Neil, and it matters, right? He's the person who's going to be playing it every day, looking at it every day, and he's proud of where he's from. He's proud of his home, and it wasn't the easiest inlay to do because of its size and location on a curve, and it's the outline of the island, rather than a little slab. But in the end, I mean, he was super happy and totally worth it.
Now, if somebody did want to go about getting one, do they just call you folks? How would someone go about being able to try to get a custom from you?
So what they can do is they can actually email us at info@koaloha.com and get the conversation started from there. From there, it can be directed usually to me or Grizz, and we can see, if we have the availability and it looks like we can build one for you in a reasonable amount of time, then we'll be able to accept the order.
And for any other KoAloha, how can folks get your instruments?
So the best thing to do is check our website, which has a pretty comprehensive list of our dealers, and look there first. You can also check Instagram, but we do encourage people to look for the closest dealer in your area. There's something about picking an instrument in person, and not everybody can do that, and online is great, and there's several online outlets that have very good reputations. I would stick with those as opposed to like cheapooks.com. I mean, let's,
Yes.
you kind of get what you pay for in terms of service quality. So, but they're reputable online. If that's your only choice, you can kind of trust them as well. But yeah, if you can get to a dealer or come to our shop just to try one, always recommended that you pick it out in person if you can.
Well, thank you so much for your time today and allowing me to be able to play a bunch of really beautiful instruments.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
This has been a ton of fun. So again, we are here at KoAloha. I hope you enjoyed checking out some of the instruments. I know I had a really fun time. And now, for those of you looking for them, you know where to find them. So definitely check them out.